Hey guys, welcome to my CLG versus Optic Gaming VOD review. This is the first VOD review I'm doing for LCS. I was actually super excited for this match because we have Dardoch playing, and I heard good things about Optic Gaming's academy team, and I heard bad things about CLG's main team. So I actually thought Optic Gaming would take this match, and they ended up taking this match. We're gonna break this match down, see how they won, and I actually think CLG made a lot of mistakes in drafts, so we're gonna start with the draft. So when I think of CLG and when I think of their strong players, I usually think of Power of Evil and Stixay and Biofrost. So I think these are the three strongest players on CLG, and I would have liked their draft to be about those three strong players. But what they ended up doing was first picking Akali. So when you first pick Akali, it is a powerful pick that you're taking, but it's going to Darshan, who I don't have the highest opinion of. So I was kind of disappointed to CLG that CLG's draft went this way. Another thing that was really confusing for me was the Xerath pick right here, the Xerath pick. So this Xerath pick is a counter to the Lissandra. The Xerath counters the Lissandra, but how Xerath functions in the meta right now, I don't think it's that great. Xerath does really great versus other control mages, or when the games are slow, Xerath can poke out at objectives, but that's not really how the meta is right now, and that's also not how the draft's working out right now. If you look over to Optic side, they actually have three champions with really great engage: Camille, Lissandra, and Leona. Of course, they don't get to see the Leona pick when they draft Xerath, but they already see Camille and Lissandra, and there's already two really strong engages. So this Xerath pick was a really big question mark for me. And I'll tell you guys something super secret. So they had a different game plan, right? As of last night, Optic was going to play with Meteos, and then last night they swapped out and they're like, okay, we're actually going to play with Dardoch. So if you go back and look at Optic Academy, they banned Camille both sides. They don't play with Camille. So Dardoch doesn't have practice on Camille. But what actually happened was, because they put Dardoch in, they're like, okay, we're going to have to ban out Aatrox. Because, I mean, you can't give Aatrox at this moment. And that leaves Camille up, a powerful pick that Optic doesn't have practice with. So Dardoch was kind of hoping they either take it first pick, or he doesn't have to play it. But because Camille became open, Dardoch's playing Camille, and he just hasn't played Camille in a long while. So this is actually a pick from Dardoch where he wasn't very prepped on the Camille. But we can, if you talk about rest of the draft, like some cool, fun things is Leona into Rakan Xayah is like a classic counter. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's about it. And one thing that's kind of weird with Sejuani here is they actually only have one melee champion in Akali. And I'm not sure how viable it is for Sejuani to gank for Akali when it's versus Dark God. So overall, I don't think CLG draft was really good. I thought Optic's draft was really, really good though. So yeah, to really sum up the draft, Optic drafted good, aggressive, engaged into Xerath, and that's going to leave CLG really vulnerable, whereas CLG spent most of their draft resource onto getting Darshan onto a strong champion and counterpicking Xerath into Lissandra when Xerath doesn't really fit in the meta and there's so much engage from Optic. So that's enough of me talking. Let's actually go watch the game. Okay, let's skip through the pause. Alright, let's go to the level 1s. Is it on double speed? Nope, it should be on double speed. And then you guys can see my pretty face. Let's go. So pretty standard, both teams fanning out and getting wars. Not much to really talk about. Camille starting red side, Sejuani starting blue side. Looks like CLG's allowing their bot laners to get to lane early and try to fight for prio, and Optic did the same thing. This Optic Aztec guy, right? It's his first time in LCS. He's a pure academy player, so I'd imagine he was very nervous because he got chunked out level 1 for no reason. Now, we have Dardoch doing red into double golem into Scuttle Crab, very standard path thing. He's probably gonna go for Scuttle Crab on the opposite side. It's a really common path thing that people do. Yep, going for the Scuttle on the opposing side. This way, you're still able to get majority of your camps and while still getting Scuttle. It's not a complete full farm route, but if you're stronger than the enemy jungler, you often do this route. 2 camps into double Scuttle. I got a lot of my predictions wrong, and I'll say this about early season predictions. Early season predictions is not really about how much you can analyze, it's about how much information you have. I heard CLG main team was doing badly, and I heard Optic Academy was doing well, so I picked Optic to win. But I could have not made that prediction unless I had information. So I don't think early season predictions are really legitimate or even like really test the analysts' knowledge or how much they know about the game. It's just how much inside sources you have. Dardoch did a pretty good job of controlling the jungle early, had a good tempo on Moon, and was able to flash for flash there, not that bad. So one thing that one thing that's kind of interesting that we can talk about a little. Dardoch going for the engage, had to back out there. Great teleport from Crown. So more fun facts. Okay, we can actually pause the video a little bit here. More fun facts about Crown. I'm not sure if it's gonna actually show Crown a lot, but Crown doesn't speak that much English. And when I asked Optic players about his communication in game, he actually didn't communicate that much. Here's how Dardoch described it. It's like Crown has now 9,000 IQ. He never says anything, but he's always in the right spot and he's always doing the right things. So he's someone that's just extremely good, but doesn't really speak up. So they're probably gonna run into problems with that later, but this game you guys are gonna get to see how incredibly skilled he was. So yeah, good teleport from Crown, able to get the kill here. Josh played a little bit aggro when Crown was teleporting bottom. We can actually go back and go check out Josh's death. So Josh getting Scuttle again, and let's see what he does after getting Scuttle. He gets Scuttle, he walks in and he's fighting, and he's right next to the Irelia, or not the Irelia, the Kali. Kali jumped the wall from here, and then he can jump a wall again, and Dardoch had to burn flash. This was just not a great thing to go for when Kali's level 6 and can close in really easily. And we can also see Xerath approaching. So Xerath is going to come from this angle from mid lane because Crown went bottom. So this is probably like some of the communication problem they're having. If Crown's saying he's teleporting bottom, then Dardoch needs to not go in here and he needs to be walking out. Alright, let's watch. So they get to kill bottom, they fight, and then Xerath is able to help, and then double kill here. Just over aggression from Dardoch. He shouldn't have gone in for that. Oh shit, you're right. It wasn't a teleport. Crown just roamed. 100% right. Whoever said it wasn't a teleport. It was not a teleport. Crown just roamed. Yep, he just roamed bottom. E, flash W, able to kill the Xayah. Oh, if you go back, we can actually see why he was doing this. This explains things a lot more. So why is Stixay walking up here? Can anyone in chat tell me why Stixay is walking up here? Why is he not backing and why is he walking up here? There's a very specific reason he's doing this. Because bad. Whoever said because bad. No, it's because Rakan's recalling here. So what Stixay wants to do is try to get damage in and then try to move here. But of course, like getting the damage here is not that worth. And another thing that's good is like your wave is already into the turret. You don't need to go in here. So Stixay should just take in the recall here. But that's why Stixay did this. It's not like he's trolling. It's just he saw an opportunity and he thought he could do whatever he wanted because Rakan was already recalling and he could take the recall with Rakan. Turret plating. No. It was just him being greedy and he wanted to get some extra damage on Leo. Now Zera's back to mid. So one thing that you guys really should, so Riot's not giving us a point of view, right? So I want you guys to keep a track of this throughout the review. Look at Crown's HP, and then I want you to take a look at Power of Evil's mana. Power of Evil's mana is constantly going to go down, while Crown's HP is going to stay up. That means Crown is constantly able to dodge skill shots and is not getting hit at all. He's just doing such a fantastic job of not getting hit by skill shots that the Xerath counterpick into Lissandra isn't working at all. So now what Optic wants to look for is combination of Dardoch and Crown moving together to get Prio around Vision. The Luna coming in to get Vision here. They're probably going to fight for Prio here, fight for Prio here. Let's see it. You know, I said I actually was really doubtful that Crown would be doing well in North America, and I still have a lot of doubts, but this game was such a good showing from him. Yeah, Biofrost also playing a little bit aggressive, trying to cancel out the back, and he had to burn Flash there. Oh, just keep looking. Anytime like you guys get free time, look at Power of Evil's mana and Crown's HP. Crown's HP will not go down. When it comes to mid-game, Optic actually has so much guaranteed engage tools, and CLG's engage tool is very iffy because actually their engage is not that iffy because they have Rakan, but Sejuani as a primary engager is really iffy. It's very important that Rakan is able to get onto the right target. Someone's saying if I think the weird thing about this game was that Alorum didn't get abused and fed off of. I don't think it's that weird, because I think Alorum's better than what a lot of people give him credit for. I think in some ways he's better than Dokla. And another thing is, I think Darshan's really good in split pushing situation, but he's not the greatest in other situations. Oh, this situation was super funny. I talked to Dardoch about this one too, so I can explain to you guys. So he W'd, and so what happens, I'll try to explain what Josh was trying to do. He was trying to flash here. Flash, and then use ultimate. But he flashed, and there was too much delay between the flash and the ultimate. And then he got cut off, and he actually got knocked up. So I'll play this in slow-mo so we can all see it together. Dardoch flashed into the knockup, and then he couldn't get his ult off. He had to do flash ult instantly, or do it a lot faster, or wait until the knockup and then just ult. But he fucked it up in a way where he couldn't actually get the flash knock or flash ult. Damn, it was actually so fun being at LCS because players would come up for interviews. And then I got to tease Josh about fucking up a lot of his mechanics. And then that's when Josh explained to me, oh, I didn't really get to practice Camille and stuff. But still, they got a lot of prio. Like, look, Crown got counterpicked, and he's actually up CS compared to Power of Evil. So they were actually able to do a lot just of how Crown played. And you can see, like, Crown just covering so well. Look at this. Let's go back a little. So remember how we talked about Alorum like kind of struggling versus Akali, right? So Alorum's backing, Crown's over here. And then when they both move up and they're actually trying to get something with Herald, Crown makes sure they get nothing with Herald by teleporting in there. Like, he was just able to play the game without the greatest communication and the greatest teamwork, right? Because Optic Academy plays with a different mid laner, and Crown never really gets a chance to play a lot with Optic Academy. I think Dardoch tweeted that it was his second game with Crown, and he's just able to be on the right places without any kind of like communication or practice before. I was just so surprised by how well Crown played. That was the biggest surprise to me for this VOD review and like just watching this game. And I was also really surprised that Moon played instead of Wiggly. How do you get more than 10 CS per minute? So later on in the game, it's very easy to get more than 10 CS per minute, and also if you don't miss CS and you go to other lanes to take CS or you take jungle camps, you can get more than 10 CS. Just a little bit awkward movement from Gate there. Seju and Xerath was going to go there first. He had to be backing off. Crown 500. He has 500 bounty with 0 kills. He's just been farming up a Storm. Yeah. They're playing aggressive here, where Xerath and Seju are Mia, and they had to play back. These are like the little kind of communication mistakes, I think. And then now next objective coming up, another air drake, and this is what both teams are going to vie for a lot. Both teams generally do want a team fight, like Seju is a team fighter, Rakan is a team fighter. For Optic, Camille's not a full-on team fighter, she's more of a skirmisher, but Lissandra, Leona are definitely team fighters, and both teams do want a team fight. Them checking in, getting ready to set up. Top turret eventually goes down. Oh, disengage. This is what I really thought was bad about the Xerath pick. We can go over this a little bit slowly. Let's go over it. This is where I thought Xerath pick was really problematic. Let's go over it in normal speed. You look at it, Xerath isn't even that out of position. Like, he's here. And from his vision, he has this ward, right? He has this ward, so his vision's like here. Or maybe even up to here, and they can see them. But he feels pretty safe. But look at Dardoch. Look at the kind of jump that he does and how guaranteed his engage is. Let's go play. He jumps. He flashes. He's already flashed. He's out of range. The moment he saw the claw come down and he saw Dardoch jump, he already flashed. And then Dardoch flash ults. So this is the amount of distance that Josh was able to cover. From here, one jump. And then from here, flash. And then here, R. So the Xerath got engaged from this kind of range. And what can you do as a Xerath when you're getting engaged from this kind of range? That's why I say the pick itself is bad, more so than Power of Evil played bad. He just put himself in a really fucking shitty situation where you're playing Xerath versus a Lissandra, a Camille, a Leona. Even when you take cleanse, what are you gonna do when Camille flash ults you like this? Do you think if Power of Evil played something like an Ori or a Syndra, it would have been better in my opinion? It would have been fucking 20 times better. If you're Orianna getting engaged like this, at least you can deal with the Lissandra and the Leona coming forward and you can shield yourself and buy time. But when you're a Xerath getting engaged like this, what do? Watch how rest of this teamfight plays out. Let me know what the Xerath can do. Just let me know what he could have done. He goes in, Leona goes in, everyone just flashes. 3 people flashed and killed the Xerath, and the fight is over. Because their mid laner died without doing anything because they can engage this freely on their mid laner. Would have been fine if the counter pick actually countered Liss. So Xerath is a Lissandra counter. It's just, even though it's a Lissandra counter, the comp has to be set up in a certain way. The jungle pressure has to be set up in a certain way. And they already had Camille, so you can't pick Xerath there and expect to not get engaged on. Lissandra is a Xerath, or Xerath is a Lissandra counter. Like, in a pure, like, 1v1 situation with, like, right kind of comps for both teams, Xerath will beat the Lissandra. But yeah, like that's just the kind of engage that's possible with Camille and the kind of follow-up that's possible with Leona and Liss. Yeah, and like Power Evil does play Syndra, Power Evil does play Orianna, so it was just really strange that they decided to go with Xerath there. Optic getting bot turret off their lead. I remember what we talked about, how CLG invested a lot into picking Akali, and it's done nothing for them. 002, 205 CS to 204 CS. And like, I guess the turret top, like, it did nothing for them. It did like nothing. They banned Syndra. I'm sure they didn't ban Ori. Saw a lot of Darshan hate post game. I don't think Darshan necessarily deserves to hate. I just think the way CLG drafted and the way CLG approached this game itself was bad. It's not like Darshan was in a really great position to succeed either. Ooh, this was so nice. I really want to highlight what that guy did. So he pressured the Xayah, and then Xayah ults here, right? And then he knows Xayah's gonna flash over this wall. Xayah, like as Xayah is flashing, I'm not sure if you guys can see it, I'll try to mark it, but the chains are coming out here. He predicted that Xayah would flash, and he shot it. And then now Xayah gets chain world. If they wanted to still pick Xerath, what should they pick for the other lanes? I mean, you have to pick stuff like Janna to be able to survive like a Camille Leona, but Janna's not meta right now, and they already picked a Rakan. Or maybe they pick a Tahm Kench. But I don't think like it's that worth when also like my problem with it is Power of Evil is a versatile player. He plays a lot of stuff and they still ended up with Xerath. That's my problem with it. No, Asta is a different player. Asta is not Arrow who name changed. Not all Asians look the same, guys. They're it's a different player from Academy. And then now they're getting into 1-3-1. They picked the Akali, who built Ninja Tabbies to be able to lane versus the Urgot. Now he's dealing with the Lissandra. It's a pretty shitty spot for Akali to be in. And then now picking up outer turrets. I mean, the game's going to come down to team fights, right? Because what can happen is Akali can try to split push, but she's going to get stonewalled by the Urgot or the Lissandra. Both the Urgot and the Lissandra can stonewall the Akali and make sure she can't use split push as a win condition. When split push is not available to CLG as a win condition, then it's going to come down to team fights. And in team fights, it's hard for them to team fight versus a Camille and a Lissandra. So this game, if it just flows normally, I don't think CLG wins. They have to win a team fight, but it's incredibly hard for them to win a team fight. How do I think Crown looked? I think Crown looked incredibly strong. Like, look at all the defensive tools they have to burn. Like Seju burning flash, Xayah burning ult. Remember what we talked about? Ooh, oh my god. We were talking about them being able to stonewall the push, but Crown just played way too aggressive there and died to the Akali in combination with the Xerath. Okay, we can look at that fight again. I mean, Josh dies here. That was a bad stopwatch. But let's look at that team fight again. The only thing I really want you guys to focus on is the Xerath, okay? This is who's really important for CLG's comp to work. And let's look at how Xerath can survive the team fights, or how he can't survive the team fights, more accurately. So here, let's play it at normal speed so it's a little bit more realistic. They start Baron to force them to come into them, and then now CLG's coming in. Power of Evil. Oh my god. What the fuck did I press? I think I pressed Control 2 or something. Let's go back to where Baron was. After Lissandra dies once. Lissandra died once. Oops. Oh no. What'd I do? Okay, here it is. Power Beeble flashed and dodged the Camille E. And then let's look what happens after. Dardoch waiting for people to come in. Dardoch waiting for people to come in. And he just flash R. All he does is flash R. That's undodgeable. How do you dodge a flash R? And Camille's E comes back up and they're able to kill the Xerath. I mean, Josh is going to die here. He shouldn't have burned the stopwatch. But do you guys see how hard it is for Power Beeble to function? Like, he's not able to function at all as a champion due to the threats on the enemy team. This was a fight without Lissandra. Just Camille getting on top of Xerath. And this is Xerath with Flash. Imagine the situation when he doesn't have Flash. So I think these kind of games are lost in draft because it just becomes impossible to play out. Did he buy a stopwatch this game? I don't remember. We'll see. I think a lot of people will probably have criticism for Power Beeble this game. Oh, Power Beeble got cut out so much. Power Beeble fucking sucks. Why did CLG pick up Power Beeble? I feel like there's gonna be her like dark shit, blah blah blah. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of comments about that this game. But I don't think that's really important. I don't think that's what lost CLG the game. I think this game is so much about the draft. Power Beeble didn't get much shit, to be honest. Darshan did. I can't really hate on Darshan because his team placed him in a situation where he has to get a lot out of that Akali pick versus the Urgot, and that was just not going to happen. He has like a weak early game jungler too in Seju versus a Camille. He wasn't going to get much off. Most of our CLG wants Darshan said. Okay, how about this? I'll do this for you guys. After every VOD review, we'll go check Reddit together and we'll look at the Reddit comment and we'll do like a mini blame game also. Leona over eager there. They need to back off. And then now setting up for Dragon again. Looks like they're going to get Drag. It's not a high risk draft. It's just a bad draft. You picked Xerath into Camille and a Lissandra. That's just a bad draft. They didn't see the Leona pick, so you can't blame them for not knowing they were going to pick Leona, but you can definitely blame them for picking Xerath into a Lissandra and a Camille. Darshan always used his ult to close distance when engaging as opposed to using it on other team for damage. Okay, we'll see. I mean, like these kind of catches that CLG is making is good, right? And it's keeping them in the game. Oh my god, Moon engaged there. Like all these catches that CLG is doing is good, but ultimately, like how are they gonna win the game? Oh, this is Troll from Crown. We actually should watch this fight a little bit slow. So this fight, I want you guys to focus on the Israel, and I want you to focus on the Crown. So Rakan went in, used his engage. Crown goes in, and he used W. Can anyone tell me why Crown used W immediately? Why did Crown use W immediately? Aftershock, there you go. Aftershock. He wanted to get the Aftershock so badly, but he should have realized that there was no one there, and he either needed to use Flash and W, or just not use W at all. Like, cause he's using W and missed everyone, but if he flashed in W, he can actually hit 2 targets. I think it was actually a big mistake of him to not use Flash W there. And then now he's kind of stuck. Let's see what he does. So he's stuck, he got stunned, and then he has to ult immediately. Israel was able to pick off the kill there, and then he uses Danya to buy time. And he's able to get out with Flash and stuff. But if he used things differently, where he used Flash W to get the Aftershock proc, it would have been much better. Am I friends with Crown? No, I've never spoken to him. I think I know of Crown, and he probably knows of me, but like we're not really friends. I'll try to make friends. I want to make friends with everyone at LCS. Even double lift? Probably not double lift. Everyone but double lift. Let's say that. That's just one person I'm never gonna get to interview. So I don't mind you guys like criticizing pro players. There's difference between criticizing and flaming. And we'll go over that too. We'll look at the Reddit comments and we'll talk about it. Okay. So here, this is where people are probably criticizing Darshan a lot, right? Darshan uses ult, and then he probably uses ult again. There. Why do you guys think Darshan did that? I'll try to explain. Because he's a sweaty Jimmy. I think something happened on CLG. CLG called that they want to go for the Israel. They probably called Israel no flash, and we're going to go for the Israel. But here's the problem. I'm not sure if you guys have enough quality, but Rakan ult is not up. Rakan ult is down. And Sejuani is all the way here. Rakan no ult, and Sejuani is not there. So Darshan has to overly engage to be able to catch up to the Israel and then use Gunblade on him. So that's why Darshan's doing this. Maybe Darshan made this call, maybe CLG made the call to go after him. But if they want to kill the Israel, Darshan kind of has to play like this. So maybe the call itself was bad. You guys are talking about, oh, Darshan used all his dashes to catch the Israel and not use it for damage. But whoever made the call to engage there is at fault more so than Darshan. If Darshan called to engage there, then this is 100% Darshan's fault. If someone else called, if Biofrost says, I almost have my ult up, Darshan, go, 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 I almost have my ult up, then it's Biofrost's fault. I understand that Darshan did it wrong, but also do understand that other people and whoever made the call is also really at fault there. Okay, we can also look at this team fight. And remember what we talked about, like how engagers, like when you just stack on top of them, Josh fucked up his WE there, and then he went for Seju on this side because he thought Power Vivo was too far, and that was good too, because this wall hop is much easier, right? Oops, let me pause. We can go back. Josh actually made a really good choice with the engage there, and I want to kind of talk about that with you guys. Because Josh engaged this way, it's much easier for Crown to come here and then flip over the wall. If he engaged this way, Crown has to go all the way like that. And one thing that can happen is if Josh is looking too much at Xerath, both of these guys can block off here too. And I also think Xerath was slightly out of range, that's why they did that, but this engage was really nicely done. One thing that Dardoch did really well whenever I worked with him is he's so good about spotting engages. Whenever he sees an engage opportunity, Josh has no hesitation. Oh, this was so dumb. They stayed for this. Stickface stayed for this. Got hit by Israel Q. They just stayed so much. Oof, that was so close. So someone in the press room was asking, why did Israel use WQ there? When obviously turret is blocking the way. It's because of muscle memory. Like when you play a champion a lot, like especially in team fights, you do a lot of things off of muscle memory. Dude, if Meteos has to play fucking Academy again, oh my god. I think Meteos is gonna die. I remember in like one of Meteos' interviews, he said, oh shit, a team fight's going on and I'm not even watching. Let's talk about this team fight. We're probably gonna talk about Darshan's engages again, aren't we? Darshan using R, and then use R again. Okay, this one's actually 100% Darshan's fault. You guys know why? Because Moon's right here, and Moon has his ultimate. And Biofrost is right here, and Biofrost has his ultimate. He should wait for people to come in, and then use ult. You're not the primary engager. You need to wait a little bit. This one I actually agree with whoever says Darshan used his ult incorrectly, because he definitely should just be waiting with his ultimates. I mean, they did end up killing Israel, but they could have killed him much cleaner. And they wasted so much, and Darshan used all his procs. Now he's just left there. Well, I think that's the end, boys. Look at 6A there. I mean, it's just, game's over, dude. Game's fucking over. Woo, Dardog, let's go. Alright, let's check Reddit. Optic's Academy plus Crown family beating CLG. Really looking up for CLG. Yo guys, I'll show you guys something hilarious. A day ago. But Josh had really low Camille games played. Like you can see, like throughout, he wasn't practicing Camille at all. Like he was not practicing Camille. Optic Gaming Academy. Okay, maybe I can do it this way. Tournament draft. I want you guys. I want to see you guys. Match history. Hopefully this will have pick and bans. Yeah. So if you guys look at this pick and ban, spring. So I want you guys to look at this. Camille ban here, Camille ban here, Camille ban here, no Camille picks. So Josh purposely did not practice Camille leading up to this. And do you guys want to know another hilarious thing? They lost to CLG Academy. This team lost to CLG Academy. They lost to CLG Academy, and then they beat the CLG main team, and they weren't practicing Camille at all. So this was just a really hilarious situation for CLG. Alright, so let's go look at the comments. And we fucking suck. Dardock, second game with Crown XD. I can't believe I played this game for so long that I can actually remember things like Heart of Gold, Dominion, and when CLG weren't one of the worst competitive teams in any region. What the fuck, yowza. Okay, a lot of these comments. Honestly, thought Pyravivo played well. I don't think Pyravivo played badly, but I don't think Pyravivo played well either. Pyravivo played okay. It's just, you're playing it into Lissandra Camille. You cannot draft Xerath into Lissandra Camille, dude. These are all just memes. There's no real actual comments. These are all just memes. People just vote memes. Like, they don't really want to talk. They're just voting memes, upvoting memes. Yeah, Crown looked really good. I agree. Crown is so good. Agree. That might have been the worst Akali I've ever seen. Remember what we talked about, how Darshan was actually... Go to the CLG subreddit? Okay. I'm not even a fan of any team and have never posted on a team sub before, but why the hell are there so many fucking losers here talking shit about their own team? Makes literally zero sense to me. You idiots have literally no clue what's going on inside the team. You have zero insight and talk shit after a single game. Blows my mind how unstable some fans are of any team. Here's my theory on why CLG fans are extra salty. So it used to be CLG and TSM were the two strongest teams, right? And they were always vying for like championships. And then CLG fell off and TSM started doing really well, and there was like an era of TSM doing really good. And then CLG started winning a lot. And then CLG fans if you were a CLG fan, you were just kind of CLG fan because you like the team, but now CLG started to get a lot of bandwagon fans due to them winning a lot. And when that started happening, I actually think CLG fans' expectation kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and that expectation stayed, and the results aren't matching. See you guys in summer. It's gonna be another year of this shit, isn't it? So there's gonna be 9 times 2, 18 games played. 1 out of 18 games played, and people are already shitting on him. And this guy fucking has Afro Move Flare, so he's obviously a fucking Afro Move fan. I think these are unfair. Did CLG fuck up draft? Yes. But is it 1 game out of 18 games that CLG is gonna play? Also, yes. Like, let's calm the fuck down. Let's put the pitchforks down. We can go complain about CLG some other time. Let's at least wait for 4 games before we bring out the pitchforks. Can we do that? Let's wait for 4 games. We just got demolished by 4/5 of Optic's Academy team. I wanna fucking die. What the fuck does CLG even do in the offseason? Holy fucking shit. The Xerath pick was tarded. No Flash Akali was tarded. Not true at all. Not true at all. A lot of people have been running Ignite Teleport Akali. This is just not true. 6-8 ult on Zaya are still useless. I can't even think of more because I'm actually shocked that we just lost that hard against essentially an Academy team. Darshan not taking Flash as a summoner. This is not a problem. Majority of Akalis run Teleport Ignite. Majority of Akali run Teleport Ignite. Oh, this one's actually a real comment, so we can talk about this comment. And then we can move on to the next game. Darshan played his role like he should. Took control up top, allowing them to hit their first tower. Killing side lanes with Xerath ults. Diving backline, hoping to kill while Sejuani and Rakan CC the whole team and 6-8 DPS CC the whole team. The only points where he messed up was not expecting a Lissandra TP and his team having no pressure, so all at bot side was vision controlled and he got turret dope. Was less than 100 HP away from it being a 1v1 as well. Maybe the first backline dive was a bad call by Darshan, but last I heard Bio was the shot caller. If they waited for Akali to have Hourglass, it might have worked better, or if Bio used any ability to help him live, the team could have followed up. That engage that we were talking about, Bio didn't have his ult up there. We lost this game for a few reasons. Comp was questionable, but if they continue to pull, if the setups work, it can work. I just think Xerath just didn't bring enough pressure mid, so CLG lost a lot of map pressure. 6-8 got caught out twice, that changed a lot of the game. First time caused the winning lane to turn into a losing one, and another allowed Optic to control the whole map. Moon and Bio did nothing early to mid with that ganking combo. Moon takes more of a blame because he did nothing, and few plays he tried he missed. This lack of plays again allowed Optic to control vision of the map. Okay, so I'll just tell you guys how the blame should be. I think 80% to 70% of the blame goes to whoever approved the Xerath pick. If Pyre Beeble said, I want to pick Xerath here, I want to pick Xerath. I'm going to pick Xerath. Then 80% to 70% of the blame goes to Pyre Beeble. Whoever approved and was the final okay doer for the Xerath pick deserves majority of the blame because that fucked the comp. And another part of the huge blame is whoever fucked up the engages. Be it Biofrost, be it Moon on Sejuani. The engages were just not coordinated, and a lot of times Darshan had to use double ult to be able to get there. So I think that's where a majority of the blame falls, more so than Darshan is fucking double dashing on Akali, or Stixay got cut out. I mean, of course, Stixay getting caught out is Stixay's fault, but I think majority of the blame and majority of the fault goes to a lot of the picks and how they engage this.